Day 12 of the Hard Things Project, guys. Day 12 of the Hard Things Project, going from average to Ironman. Um, so far, so good. Hey, today's Sunday. Today was a good day. It was a lot of fun. I got to meet up with an old friend of mine in Miami. Got to catch up. It's good timing. Understand that most of the time, when we're in this type of journey, it's gonna go towards developing yourself physically, mentally, and obviously we have to put a lot of time into our recovery. And recovery, we're not just talking about the body, we're talking about the mind and restoring our soul as well. And that's an everyday type of work. Um, but today we did what we said we were gonna do. Had 30 minutes of cycling, very easy cycling, because today was a recovery day, and then 30 minutes of swimming relaxes my body a lot. But obviously, it's very easy pace. The pool at my gym is about 25 yards. So on days that I want to keep in mind, I'm just starting, and the focus right now is running. The triathlon is gonna come June, July. I still have to check the date. I keep forgetting. But the triathlon is coming June, July. I will make sure that I am ready when it comes to the other disciplines. So I'm talking about like cycling and swimming. However, I'm using cycling and swimming at this time to keep developing my aerobic base, but it's not the number one focus at this time. The number one focus at this time is running, 100%. First of all, I want to finish that 10K as strong as possible, and I want to be as ready as possible as well for April for the half marathon in New York, and then finally in September, the marathon in my country, in the city of Santa Cruz. So I'll see you there. But anyway, today was a fun day. Like hanging out with people that you haven't seen in a long time is so good for so many reasons. But especially with people that like you really connect on a deeper level, right? And one of the conversations that we had today was about God's timing in your life. And one of the first things that came to my mind when we were talking about this, it's how does God manifest in your life to let you know what your mission is? Or how does He manifest in your life so you have at least a clue of whether you're heading in the right direction when it comes to your purpose? And while I was having a conversation with this friend, what came to my mind, which also came to my mind a few months ago, is how God loves to speak to you through people. Right. So a few months ago, and we were also talking about this, I read a book about regression and many lives that we get to live in order to get to that level where we accomplish our goal as human beings, which is to try to live better lives and be also the better version of ourselves, the best version of ourselves, and get as close as possible to what to me is my life mission, to try to live not a sinless life, because unfortunately we are human, but unfortunately we're sinners. uh, it's just it's really tough if you meet a Christian or a religious person that tells you that they don't sin. Well, I don't think that's realistic. The realistic thing is understand that we're flawed, but that we can also grow from that. My favorite tattoo, which is this one right here. I don't know if you can see it. Um, says WWJD, and that means what will Jesus do? The reason why I did this tattoo in my arm is because when I started reading the Bible again, because by the way, I went to a Catholic school, but built no relationship with God at all. In fact, it actually got me away from God. They made us read the Bible so many times for no reason at all, because I don't think any of us, and the reason why I say any of us is because sometimes I meet with people from my class, and I also see that almost none of them are close to God. So I don't think that the Catholic school did his job. They were good for some other stuff, but me personally, I didn't get to develop a relationship with God. And obviously, I wish that I had when I was a teenager, when I was a young adult, because my life would have been very, very different. But my life as it is today, it's exactly how God wanted it to be. Because now I understand. Sometimes it's very hard to understand everything that happens in your life when you're in the present. But then, when you locate yourself in the future and you look back, everything makes sense. But anyway, um, the reason why I wanted to have this tattoo in my arm is because, as I was telling you before, we are all human and we're flawed creatures in the sense that we sin. You know, we're weak to our flesh, and unfortunately, sometimes we just fall to the temptation of this world. So, on my daily, I try to be the best version of myself. And when I say that I try, I'm telling you guys, I really try and give my best to try to be my best version. But it is just the reality that we cannot be perfect 100% of the time. There's just stuff that happens in our day to day that unfortunately just gets us off balance. However, when I'm about to make a decision, and we make hundreds of decisions every single day of our lives, I try to remind myself to look at this tattoo right here and try to remember the teachings of Jesus in the Bible and try to act accordingly. So now my life is completely different in a way, not because of this tattoo, but because of the Word, because of God, of course, but because of the Bible, because of His Word. But not just the Bible, but also being able to recognize and discern His voice when He speaks to you through other people. So I was mentioning to this friend of mine today that very recently I've got to meet this wonderful person, right? And this wonderful person taught me so much in such a short amount of time. You know, we get to interact with so many people on a daily basis, but there's really not a lot of people that can create such a big impact as I think this person created in my life. Um, I am probably different, and probably my life will be different as well thanks to this person. So if one day you're watching this, you probably know who you are. Thank you. Um, but I believe that God, in a way, spoke to me through this person, as it probably happened in your life as well. That it could be a family member of yours, it could be a friend of yours, or even a stranger might have something very important that might just say the right thing or do the right thing for you to change the path that you're on. And sometimes we don't even realize. But when you realize and you start being a little bit more patient on your day and being more present in everything that you do, you get to start recognizing these patterns. And these patterns that you see on your everyday life start to make sense once you start meditating on them, especially when you meditate on them by using the word of the Lord. So yes, I think that when it comes to the timing of the Lord and the changes that He makes in your life, I believe that every single thing that happen exactly the way that He wants, exactly the way that He intended to. And remember that God's timing is perfect in every sense. But sometimes our waiting seasons are a little bit longer because sometimes we don't want to see what's in front of us because it's either uncomfortable, it's strange, something that we're not familiar to, or is simply something that we don't like, right? So we delay that process. But a day will come where that feeling, that voice will get so loud that you will have to make a decision on whether you want to be a participating member of that mission and that purpose. And obviously, it will come with a lot of sacrifices. As we were talking the other day, sacrifices are probably that one thing that keeps most of us from accomplishing our purpose. Because I understand that there's just so many things that we believe and we imagine we cannot live without. But let me tell you guys that there is only one thing that we cannot live without, and that is God. That is the Lord. It, everything else, at the end of the day, is borrowed, including our body, everything, right? So we have to keep in mind that when God's calling comes to your life and you start to understand His purpose and what your purpose is here in this planet, then you must be willing to sacrifice everything else. Because God's plan is always going to be better than your plan. And when you start to listen and when you become willing and you tell the Lord, hey, Lord, I am ready. I've been prepared by you. You've been preparing me for so long. I faced all these trials just to be here today in front of you. I'm being able to say, Lord, I am ready. Use me for your purpose, and may your will be done, not mine. Believe me that His plan is so much better than anything you could have imagined. So with that, guys, just want to thank you again for watching this, for following the journey. As I promise, once I stop working 12 hours a day, it's gonna get so much better. I'm gonna have more time to actually film the stuff that I'm doing. I'm gonna have more time to edit the videos. Honestly, I might actually hire somebody. If anyone is an editor, hey, shoot me a DM. I might use you. But yeah, I wanna put a lot of intention and purpose into this journey. It's probably becoming the center of my day every single day, and it's something very enjoyable that requires a lot of intention, sacrifice, and effort, but the good type of pain, the good type of effort. So I want to, not 100%, because unfortunately I can't do it. Hey, who knows in the future, right? But I want to put more effort and more intention into doing this, so you can also enjoy better content and have a better guide, and not just me telling you what I am doing, but actually see me doing everything that I say. So hopefully we're going to be able to do that soon. I believe that that should be possible starting in January, once the holidays are over. But yeah, this was day 12. Wow, that's crazy. Day 12. Hey, tomorrow is day 13. We're gonna run, and we're probably gonna have a push day as well. So I'll see you tomorrow.